wanted to say something and like went down my throat. What's going on, guys? Kivox here with Meekachii, and we're doing TBR and wrap-up for
one video
for May and June.
Yeah.
Whatever one applies to whichever one.
We kind of failed in May.
I read like one book.
I read one
two.
Book.
I feel like we did a lot the month before, so I got kind of burnt out, and I read a bunch of really good books, and then I started reading another one. I'm like, this book sucks. So I just decided to not read it, and then I went to the next one that I knew was going to be good, and I started this month, so it's good.
It was a tough month. I was in like the worst reading slump. I feel like I still am, and I'm trying desperately to get out of it. We have the live stream later today, so I'm hoping we pick a book that's gonna like get me out of this slump, because it's been bad. I haven't been wanting to read at all, and I've been reading significantly less, right, than I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the books though. For
May. We start with this.
Only in the TBR
Touché.
portion. We're doing wrap-up
Put
first.
this aside. We'll put this aside.
So we both read... What is wrong with us? The weather's been like up and down lately, so our sinuses are nuts. Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson was one of our book club picks.
I read this one.
I was like, what are you holding up? Yeah, this is your one book.
Yep. Oh, miss, I read 2 books.
I
know. Just because it's 100% more than what I read. 50% more?
Yeah. So,
100%.
I love this book.
I thought it was great.
I feel like some people may get put off because there is a ton of political stuff like in this world. Like the first half of the book is very
But it's
like,
Brandon Sanderson political stuff, so it's interesting. It's not like
I'm just
boring.
Warning people. It's a little slower paced in the beginning. That doesn't mean it's not good.
And it's not like modern day political stuff. It's like kings and queens and lords and ladies and peasants. That type of political.
And, well, it's the political stuff that, continuing on, that they build up in the first book. I'm sorry about my cat. She will not shut up. This cat, she's so needy. Meow.
All right. Go. Go while I got her attention.
What was it? I don't remember what we were talking about now.
Political stuff.
Yeah, I feel
continuing
like,
from the last one.
Continuing from the last book. So, I mean, if you liked that stuff in the first book, you'll definitely still like it in this book. The ending is crazy and awesome, and just so much stuff happens, and it leaves you like, what the heck is going to happen? And I can't. You just have to read it, because I'm gonna spoil stuff by accident.
And if you didn't read this, and you haven't read the first one, read the first one, then read this. We did a book club for both of them, and we're doing the book club, like she said, right after this video. So,
if you do want to get into the series and you read really fast, because they are really long books, the third one is going to be the book club option for the end of this month in June. So
I started it.
Yeah, well, fine. I mean, it is June, so it's allowed. So, where's our... You can't do the thing. You got a cat.
Meekachii is first. Oh, if you don't know, we made these little signs at the beginning of the year.
He made these signs.
Cat just jumped off me and killed my leg. And we stick this is our rating. We got D and Fs down here. We got best of the best up here. So like if it's like better than a 5. 5 is obviously the best with little quotey things, because it technically can be better. And then obviously everything else. We have a little conflict though when it comes to the ratings of 3s.
We have a lot
Because
of
I feel like 3 is a good book. You feel like 3 is like an ant book.
But no.
I feel like anything above 3 is very good. Like if you give something a 4, that's a very good book. If you give something a 5, that's an excellent book, almost perfect. And then if you give it a star, that's a perfect.
So I think this was right next to Final Empire. 5.
Where's mine? Did you unstick mine?
I did.
Wow, thanks.
Where do you want it?
Where's my Final Empire?
You didn't... Oh, yours looks different.
Oh, it does?
Remember, we had to use the plant.
Oh, okay. I will also give it a 5. Hold on, let me turn this around. I want to make sure it's straight.
Mine's all just mishmash garbage.
There it is.
There's not much we can say without like spoiling stuff, so it's really good. You should read this series. And let's move on. Every month I unwrap a book that Kivox has chosen off of my shelf, and I'm forced to read it.
Took me 5 hours to wrap all
Oh
of these.
my god, it gets longer every
took
time.
me like 5 hours to wrap all of these books.
You know it started at 45 minutes.
It was like 30 minutes it started at.
So, I've been really, really, really good with this, and I think it's good for me and good for my TBR, because I actually have finished every single one so far.
Yeah.
So my last one I picked was Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I thought this was a classic. It is not a classic. It definitely has like a classic story like feel, and it's definitely a well-written book. I feel it could have been shorter. I feel like a lot of the hype and intrigue that you get in the beginning of the book, like, just falls flat. So, like, the main thing that they talk about on the back of this book, and the main thing that's, like, the theme of this book, is that this author, Kivox, like, all of his work goes missing. And you're trying to figure out, like, what happened to all of his books, what happened to him, like, his whole story was kind of like this mystery, and you go throughout this book, like, learning about this boy that finds one of his books and then gets kind of obsessed with him and his work and tries to figure out what's going on. However, it totally veers from that so much, I feel. It still stays with that premise in a sense, but, like, you bring in all of these characters, and I started getting a little bit confused with characters from the past and characters from the present. I feel like the way it was written was a little confusing. Our main character and Julian Kivox, the old author, are extremely similar in personality and situation in their life, so it's like it gets very confusing sometimes, and you really have to think of, like, who these characters are and what's going on.
I didn't read it.
No, I'm trying to
So
think.
I can't help you with this one.
But that being said, like, it is a very well-written book. Like I mentioned, it could have been shorter. I just didn't care for all of the characters. I felt like the author went into extreme detail over certain characters, and I just didn't care about them, and I didn't feel that they were, like, integral to the story. Some of them ended up being. The ending, I feel, is supposed to have this super oh my god moment, and it kind of fell flat for me because I kind of guessed what was going on the entire time. And I feel that this book gets a lot of hype, and I think that just set my bar too high. I think it is a good book, but it had way too much hype in it, and, like, it just, I don't know. He's ready for me to give you my rating.
I was just getting it ready because it seemed like you were...
So I'm torn. I think originally I gave this book a 3.5, but I think I'm going to give it a 3.
So it was a good book.
It's good.
Not for everyone.
It's good. I felt like it was slightly predictable and a little too long for how predictable it was. I feel like for a book, this doesn't look that long, but it's almost 500 pages. And for being a 500-page book, I feel like you go that long, you should have this almost like, oh my god moment at the end. And I feel like the author was trying to do that, but gave too many clues and too many things early on that made you really, not... I don't think it was that mysterious, I guess. And, like, me going into it, I thought, oh my god, this is going to be such a mysterious and, like, eerie and cool book. And it was cool and it was well written, but it just kind of fell flat for me. And I think that's because of the hype. So that's it. That's all I read this month. It wasn't necessarily a bad reading month. I mean, obviously we read one awesome book and I read one good book.
It was a good reading month for me.
Yeah. But I don't know, like, I just couldn't pick up anything else. I think we did burn ourselves out in April. The cat's screaming again.
I hate that cat.
TBR. Pick a number. Are you going to
Me
shuffle
pick a
them?
number? Yeah, you pick a number.
Shuffle them. Shuffle-uffle-up. Snuffleupagus.
All right, pick a number.
3.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh, a small book. Ooh. It's Totoro!
Hey, look at the shirt that you're wearing.
Oh my god, look.
What are the odds?
That is crazy.
It's pretty
It's
funny.
like really identical too.
I mean, it's the same character, so
I
yeah.
love Totoro. Love, love, love. And this is...
I remembered that was that little one too.
Oh,
It's
really?
funny. Yeah.
If you don't know, Totoro is an anime by Hayao Miyazaki from Japan that was brought over here eventually. A lot of his movies are here. I think all of them now. So this is a story about two young girls, essentially, who go into this area to live closer to their mother who's sick in a hospital.
With their dad.
Yes. No, they're living closer to their mother who's in the hospital.
Yes, but you said it was about two young girls that go to live closer to their mother.
Oh, well, obviously
It's
with their
about
dad.
a family that goes to live closer to the mother because she's in the hospital and she's sick. It's I don't even know how to describe this story.
So
the movie, at least.
They go into this kind of old house that they're renting out, and it's kind of just like a mysterious feel around this area. There's a lot of woods around them, and they come across these spirits living in the woods that apparently only the children can see. And it's kind of a story about, like, is this all in their heads and they're making this stuff up to make their lives better because they're going through such a tough situation?
Really?
Or is the world really magical and this stuff is actually happening? And,
Really?
yeah.
I don't know that's what it was about.
And Totoro is, like, actually a thing. So this is Totoro. He is a forest spirit of some kind. I mean, I'm sure everyone's going to correct me because I'm probably wrong and calling him the wrong thing. But he's awesome and hilarious. And this was one of my favorite movies growing up. And I can't wait to read this. I'm excited you chose it.
Did you know that this is a book?
What?
Opened up. And he's walking into the book.
No.
See that? Isn't that cool?
I did not know that.
I thought it was a wall this whole
Yeah.
time. But then I was like, wait a minute. Those look like pages.
I'm excited. All right.
Are we done?
So then our next book club pick, which it's going to be
Are those all TBRs?
No.
Oh. Meek, dude, your cat, what the hell is wrong with her?
I don't know. She just made a really weird noise. The next book is Seven Blades in Black by Sam Sykes, which was on my May TBR, but I never finished it. So now it's on my June TBR.
Oh, it was a book club book.
It is a book club book. So
That's why it was on the TBR. You moved the TBR, or you moved the book club.
Yeah, because no one was finishing it on time, and it's a long book, so it's going to be this month. If you want to watch it later, it will be up for you to watch it. If you did read, you can comment, and we'll see what your comments are. But yeah, so my goal is to finish this one this month. It's about a woman who is a vagrant. She has a list of names she's going out to kill, and you have to kind of figure out her backstory and why she's doing that.
Is a vagrant a commonly known word?
I think so. She's like,
Smells good?
fragrant. She's like not an outcast, but she like left her. I don't know how to say it without spoiling it.
Her guild. Her crew.
Sort of.
Her posse.
Sort of.
I don't like that.
Like, you don't follow, like, she leaves societal law, basically, and goes out on her own and just does whatever she wants to do.
What's her name again?
Sal the Cacophony. So I have to finish this.
So the next book that we're going to read is the third book in the Mistborn trilogy. It's a trilogy, right?
Well,
it's the first part of the trilogy.
Yeah.
And that is the Hero of Ages, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we love this series so far. This is the June 30th book club book. So that's when the book club will be happening for this book. And book. It's good. It's really good. I started reading it yesterday, and it's as good as the other one so far.
There's a lot of people that have started it already, and they've actually, like, not been reading the other book club book because they want to keep reading this one.
Yeah. Well, that's how I felt with that. I was just like,
Yeah.
I started reading that, and I'm like, man, this is not Brandon Sanderson. I can tell. And also, the audiobook for this.
Oh my god, it's
just,
so bad.
Whatever you do, just avoid that audiobook. If you want to
So
read
bad.
it, and you can't read it, like, physically, then just don't even get the audiobook. It is like a one level of skill for audiobooks.
It is definitely, if I were to rate the audiobook, it'd be a definite 1 star. Just to give you an example, they eliminate words. The narrator eliminates words.
So it's like
adds words.
like an abridged version.
No,
almost.
it's so bad. Like literally, she just takes words out of sentences. Because sometimes I read along as I listen, and
You okay?
yeah, I'm like losing my voice. She adds words randomly, like
Changes
I
words,
guess like
right?
changes words. She literally changed the word unkillable to unlikable. That completely changes the sentence. And then she literally like messes up words all the time. Like and I'm not talking like every now and then. This is the worst I've ever come across in any audiobook. It's every page has at least 1 error on it, which is insane to me. But anywho.
Back to this book.
Yeah.
You haven't started it yet?
No. Well, I did, so...
No, that doesn't count. You started it like 10 years ago.
I started it like 5 years ago.
That doesn't count.
And I didn't finish
You don't remember anything that happens in it.
No.
Exactly. There's a lot that happens in like the first like couple chapters. There's a lot.
I'll probably remember as I think I only got like 100 or 150 pages into it. Does it smell good?
Yeah.
Let me smell. It's okay.
Oh.
I want to finish these books this
I
month.
started reading this one too.
Yeah, you don't like it.
No. I didn't hate it.
Okay.
Okay. It wasn't like Sal the Cacophony over there.
No.
The audiobook was better. I think I'll finish it. I think that'll be on my TBR.
What you wanted to read this one too? This
I do, but I'm 100% gonna finish this first.
And then this one.
And then I'll try to finish this one. That is
All
my
right.
goal right now.
Yeah, so I didn't finish either one of these. Oh, I just wrecked this like completely.
Oh.
I didn't finish either one.
Can you stop smacking them together, please?
And
I just wrecked it. Let me wreck it again. How's that make you feel? I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Remember that yellow book that I dropped of yours that just like completely dented the side? It like literally couldn't have fallen in a worse possible way. I felt like doo-doo.
So my reading slump. I'm not super feeling this book yet, so I think that's, one of my major problems.
This one doesn't smell good.
I like this one. Reminds me of
Smells
old
like cockroaches.
school books.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
old cockroaches. Yeah, that's what cockroaches smell like. A house that has cockroaches in it smells like that.
I really was liking this one. I'm about
It does smell like
150
old paper.
150 pages in.
Definitely.
And we're going to finish
cockroaches.
Stop. I started reading this one, so I think this is going to
Dracula!
Okay, spoil it. I started reading this one this month because I have it on Kindle, and I was just like, I couldn't have the light on because Kivox was sleeping, and I wanted to
Wait, when was this? Was this like the other day when I was sleeping and you were like, you just shined the sun in my eyes?
No.
Oh, because that was yesterday and that sucked.
He was sleeping and I didn't want to wake him up, so I'm like, what books do I have on my Kindle that I could read and start? And this one I had, and I'm liking it. I think it's a prequel to Dracula. So you could read it if you have never read Dracula. It's pretty good. And I'm kind of confused a little bit because the main character's name is Bram, like the original author, Bram Stoker of Dracula. So I'm like, And this is written by like one of his descendants.
I thought that Dracula was based off of Vlad the Impaler or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what he's like.
But I'm confused because the main character in this book is named based off of the original author, and that's what I don't know. So I have to see where this is going, but it's well written and I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, I'm literally probably only like 50 pages in, and it has a really pretty naked cover.
Oh man, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful cover, naked.
So yeah, I think that's enough for me. That's a lot to finish. So you have Hero of Ages and Red Sister, and then possibly Senlin's Ascends.
If you said you don't like that book, I'm not reading it.
You may like it.
No, you said that it's not good.
I didn't say that.
My reading
I'm having
options,
trouble getting into it.
My reading options come from Milady. And if you don't like a book, I am not going to read it. It's as simple as that. Like, because the odds are that I like a book that you don't like are like a 5% chance, and I don't want to waste my time. I'd rather just read another book that you actually like. You're liking this book, and I'm not loving it. But I understand why you like it.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me a little bit of the same writing style that Kings of the Wild has.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like this is more Kings of the Wild, the Seven Blades in Black.
No,
It's like kind of funny, but like classic fantasy.
It's more of the way that this one's written. I feel like is more like Kings of the Wild. The way that this one is, the characters are in this is more like Kings of the Wild. But I'm talking about the way that this one's written, like the way it has that feel. I don't know. It's like the way they introduce characters and the way that like the story's unfolding.
I don't get that at all.
I do.
At all.
And I understand why you like it.
Anyway.
It's that
sour.
It's that sour one.
Yum.
Yeah. It like gets your jaw going. What are we doing with that book? That orange
Giving
one?
it away.
On this?
No.
Oh, on
They're
what?
just over there. Just chill.
Chilling. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed TBR / wrap up. And if you guys stuck around, did I get it at the end there?
No.
If you stuck around this long.
Yes.
That's what I said. I said
Stuck did.
No, I said that before stuck.
Oh.
I had to figure it out in my brain out loud. If you guys are still here,
comment down below.
You want to do the outro?
No. You gonna come up with the word?
Sure. I'll come up with the words. Do the rest of it.
Oh, no. You come up with the word, though.
So you want me to do the rest of it and come up with the word. What are you going to do?
Sit
Interrupt me every once in a while like you always do?
Yeah.
All right, we do this in a couple of videos. So if you guys are still around, I would like you to include the word. Leave a comment down below letting us know, like, you know, something about any of these books. If you guys think any of them are good, if you guys had some trouble like we did with some of them. If you guys are in a reading slump, what you guys do to get out of your slump. I just wait. I
usually just read some romance.
Ugh.
I
don't.
I bought a romance yesterday, and it's coming in today, so maybe I'll read that, and it'll, like, snap me out of it.
When I'm making wands, that's when I get the most reading done. That's how I got, like, 8 hours of reading done yesterday.
Say the word vampire.
Vampire.
I wish I was a vampire.
Well, you'd be dead now. See the sun?
It's not direct sunlight.
Does it have to be direct sunlight?
I think so. Look
Well,
at that show we were watching, the documentary. That girl was able to go outside in the shade. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching.
Lawnmower. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like it. Leave a comment down below. Say bye, Meek.
Bye, Meek.
Bye.